Hi, everybody. Hope everyone's doing well. I just wanted to come on today and talk about something a bit more practical, which is about charging for your time and how to really work that out with the spirit world and how to work it out with yourself. When I started um, moving out and away from being a practice medium, a student medium, and wanted to get out and be of service and help people, I got a lot of messages, very passive aggressive messages from people accusing me of monetizing on a gift that I have been given, an ability that has been given to me, my God, and I should not, and I don't have the right to charge for it. And it really upset me. And I stopped, I paused, and I didn't charge. And I kept just doing free readings to work on my abilities. And slowly but surely, the more I sat with spirit and the more I sort of conversed with my guides, it really became clear to me that this is my life. This is what I've chosen to do, and I've worked very hard at it. And I've built something that I'm very proud of, and I hope it will continue to build. But in terms of what I've given up, I gave up a whole other career that I did for about 25 years before this. And once I made that decision, I really went and I worked very hard on my development. I took classes, I engaged mentors, I flew to the UK a lot. I flew back to America a lot. I flew to the Netherlands a lot for workshops, which are not free, and travel and hotels and books and building my website and paying for my website and doing a logo and hiring people to help me do things, buying equipment, things like that. So I've invested firstly my time and my life in this, but I've also invested a lot of money. So I personally felt that I had the right to start to charge. I never wanted to be a medium, a healer. When people heard my name, they're like, oh, he's really good, but he's really expensive. I don't want to be an overcharged medium. I don't want to, an overcharging medium, excuse me. I don't want to be someone who is not accessible. So I'm very careful what I charge and what I don't charge for. But because one of my first mentors, and I really took this to heart, what she told me is that development should be available to everybody. So I really make a point in the classes that I do and the people that I have the honor and privilege of working with that I don't charge too much. I make it as accessible and affordable as I can, but I also have to feel good about myself when I'm sitting down to work, that I'm being valued for my time. So it's a balancing act. So you have to figure that out for yourself. But in terms of when you start to charge, what I found what really helped me is I really reached out to spirit and I asked them, okay, if you deem me ready, if you deem me ready to move away from a developing medium, though we are always developing and we're always learning, that doesn't end. We're always students and the teachers are the spirit world. But if I'm ready, just show me that path. Show me that you trust in me to be your voice here in the physical world, and allow me to be that ambassador to you, to be your mouthpiece, to be your vessel, and start bringing people to me. And slowly but surely, I think I did a video on this about just being of service. Slowly, when I did practice readings, then people started to come back to me and said, wow, that was such a great reading. Thank you very much. It was very touching. It meant a lot to me. Can I send my sister to you, my cousin to you, my mother, my father, whatever? And how much do you charge? So then I had to figure out, well, what am I going to charge? I didn't want to charge too much because I didn't want to freak myself out. So I don't really think the spirit world comes to us with prices to charge. I really don't think they care about that. So, but I first started to charge rather little, like I think 25 bucks or something for a reading, because I felt if it didn't go well, I will refund. I still do. I still refund if the reading doesn't resonate with the sitter, or if it's not successful. I'm not the medium for everybody. I'm also not the teacher for everybody. I will refund. And that was sort of the big block that I removed, of fear, thinking, oh my God, I'm going to charge and then they're not going to like it. And what do I do? And then they're not going to be happy with me. But as long as I have it in my mind, I can always hit the refund button. That sort of anxiety went away. And then I knew I'll just do the best I can. And if not, it's a business. And if the customer's not happy, I will refund. I really don't care. But that was also a good way when I started not to charge too much, that if I had to refund, it didn't like hurt my wallet. It didn't hurt my bank account. And the more I read, the more clients that came, the more the idea of starting to teach kind of seeped into my mind. I reached out again to Spirit. I said, okay, if you deem me ready to help developing mediums move out into their power, find their own spirit, find their own abilities to create an army of light workers to help you, to Spirit. And I would always say, help me help you develop people to create these army of light workers that we need, especially now. And slowly people would start to come. Do you teach classes in this? Do you do this? Do you offer sessions in this? And slowly I also started to charge very little and very limited in terms of the group, the size of the group. So I didn't want to overwhelm myself. And then I got more comfortable with it, and then I could charge a bit more. But I always have the sage wisdom from one of my first mentors, that education and development should be accessible to everyone. So I'm very careful what I charge for that. That's me. Everyone has the right to charge what they want. Like I said before, I'm not a fan of people that charge so much that most people can't afford it. I don't think that's really right, but everyone has a different relationship with money. I know the more I give in terms of myself, in terms of my love to all the people that I work with, in terms of students and people coming to me for readings or assessments, the more I get back. That's cause and effect. That's the way it works. The more I give, the more I get. The more love I give out, the more support I receive from Spirit and my guides and God, which will inevitably just help me in my endeavor to create this place where people feel safe and just want to come and develop, or want to come and hear from their loved ones, or want to come and seek guidance and counsel from my guides and their guides in the spirit world to help them on their development, on their path, their unfoldment path. Okay, so I just was very careful in the beginning. It's slow steps. You want to start charging because it is your time. And if you really invested so much in yourself and so much in terms of money as well, you have the right to start charging. Okay. But what I also did is, when I made this deal with Spirit, start bringing me people, Spirit. If I'm ready, put people in front of me that I can help. I'm not the teacher or the medium for everybody. I don't want to be. So, but bring me people that my teachings will resonate with them. Okay. But I also, when I said I want to build this is what I want to do. I need to obviously support myself, but I'll be careful about how much I charge. But in addition to bringing me work so I can support my life, I will always offer open sessions. I will always open myself up as much as I possibly can. Sometimes I can't, but if I have like a free Saturday or a free Sunday afternoon or evening, I'm in Germany, so usually the evening for me, early afternoon in the States, to offer open sessions for about 100 people. And I do that as much as I possibly can. And that's my way of giving back. And I will never stop doing that. I will always give back as part of my deal with Spirit. I will always give back because I'm very grateful for what I'm receiving. So I think it's always important to do that. I'm a medium. I'm a teacher. I'm a healer. I also made a decision in the beginning, though I will run courses on teaching people how to do spirit healing or trance healing, and obviously that I'll charge for. But in terms of healing, I will not charge if people come to me for healing. That's me. No judgment for anyone that does, but I have other avenues that I can bring revenue in. So I will not charge if someone contacts me and wants a healing session. I don't feel comfortable doing that. That's me. We're all different. Okay. You have to figure out what is right for you and what the spirit world is telling you. What the spirit world wants you to do. But I really do think this point that I made before a few times already, you give as much as you get. The more you give in terms of love and support and compassion for your fellow human being, mankind, the more you get from spirit. And it's like a cycle. It just goes and goes and goes. So I really have found that. So the more, when I see classes that I'll offer and they fill up really quick, I'll immediately go into my calendar and I'll find 2 Saturdays or 2 Sundays that month or the following month, whenever I can, and I'll block those for open sessions, because I think it's important. We have to, if we make a deal with spirit to give back, it always can't be about, well, I'll give back, but only if I get paid, you know? So anyway, I know it's going in a bit of I'm going off target here with what I'm talking about a bit, but it's all about money. It's all about charging. Okay. So don't let anyone bully you into giving them a free reading if you don't feel like you want to. I do those as well. If I feel like I can help someone and I know they don't have money, I will. But the spirit has to kind of urge me to do it and push me to do it, and then I will. They'll tell me this is something you should do, and I have, and I will. I'll continue to do that. But you have to understand the amount of effort and the amount of time that we're giving to this and expenses. So you have every right to charge, and you have to figure out what you charge. That's up to you. We're all, like I said, everybody has a different relationship with money. I tend to think that money flows to me openly and freely. That's sort of a mantra that I have. And it honestly, it does. Not in excess, definitely when I switched careers to decide to do this work full time. Obviously, my bank account isn't as happy anymore, but that's okay. I've learned from many years of having a really good and a really successful career in publishing that money, it doesn't matter. A really big paycheck doesn't make you happy. And what makes me happy is helping people and having this sacred and beautiful relationship with spirit that allows me to sort of shine my spirit so bright that I can be that voice of the spirit world here in the physical realm, that I could be the ambassador to the spirit world here in the material world. Okay. So you have to decide when you're ready to start charging, but speak to your spirit team, speak to your guides, just talk to them. They're people, they're your best friends. They're never going to leave you ever. Spirit does not turn their back on you. Speak to them. Am I ready to charge? If I'm ready to charge, please put situations in front of me that I will have to deal with this. Of course, you will have to deal with it in the physical realm in terms of how much, how long a reading you should do, how much power you have for a half an hour reading, an hour reading, that's up to you. But I personally don't think a reading should ever be more than 45 minutes. And that's including the introduction and relaxing your sitter and the end, just to recap everything. But so you're probably talking about half an hour of linking. I think that's fine. I think an hour and a half is too much, but that's me. And then it depends how many you want to do a day. But if you just speak with them, and I think the most frustrating thing about this work is we're on their time frame. We're on the time frame of the spirit world and God. So it's like this unseen force that sort of tap you when you're ready to go. So you might think you're ready. And I definitely had some false starts when I started. I'm going to go teach this. I'm going to fly to Glasgow. I'm going to do a workshop, and nobody signed up, never did it. But, and, you know, obviously I was disappointed. I definitely took an ego hit from it, but a very quiet voice spoke to me and said, "You're not ready." And instead of me fighting it and saying, "What do you mean I'm not ready? I've been developing for years and the practice readings I do are good," and getting upset about it, I just was like, okay, just stay the course, keep going the way you're going, and it'll happen when it's supposed to happen. And it does, and it did. So it's their time frame, but you have to speak to them and say, "I am ready. I am willing to take this step and surrender myself to you. And I want to be your voice here. So let me help you." Help me help you in this realm. Be your spokesperson. And you'll see slowly, you'll feel it start to come. Slowly, you'll feel the spirit energy pushing you and pulling you. And they will direct you where you have to go. The last thing I did learn, the last thing, obviously I've learned a lot, I'm still learning, but the last thing that I want to mention is I also talk to a lot of people, oh, I want to start, but I don't know how, and how's it going to go, and what do I do, and how do I get from here to here? Stop worrying about the how. Spirit will work it out. If you're meant to follow this path and move into doing this full time, spirit will work it out for you. That I know. Okay. So everyone has to stop worrying so much about, oh, but that, how am I going to market myself? And what should my website look like? And obviously you need to create the space. You need to create the space, a business Facebook page, a website. You need to create the space for spirit to send the energy. But in terms of how you get from here to here, I don't think there's a formula. I think it works the way it's supposed to work. So they will work it out for you. And you just have to be sort of aware of the signs they're giving you and aware of what they're telling you or having you feel or showing you. We're all different in our relationship with the spirit world and our guides, but just feel it and you'll see, you'll understand, because the energy in like one email that you get, if someone asking you for a reading, the energy will feel different with this email. So you'll know this is what I should do. I should definitely answer this email and say that I do professional readings and I charge whatever. Like I said, if you're just beginning to charge, start lower, because then you're not putting all this pressure on yourself. Okay. If you're looking to start teaching, start lower with the money that you're asking, or first do free circles. You have to, the teaching is a whole other aspect, because a lot of the teaching has to do with, you have to control that space. You're driving that car. You have to control the space, because what you need to do when you teach is you have to really be able to create this safe haven for people to feel comfortable in, to feel safe. Okay. I've taken many workshops, classes, retreats, and the ones that work the best for me is the ones that made me feel safe and secure. The ones that didn't work for me are the ones where I didn't feel safe and I felt like I would be attacked at any minute, or I couldn't try. You have to be willing to try to succeed. You have to be willing to fail to succeed first, obviously. So that's a big thing about teaching, that you want to first start with, open development circles. Don't charge. It's fine. That's definitely the way I started. And then, because you have to, you're the captain of that boat. So you have to be aware of all the energy exchanges going on, and this person and that person, and sort of IDing, troublemakers in the group and removing them, and you're creating that atmosphere. So I guess the whole point of this video is just trust spirit and allow them just to bring things in front of you that will help develop you as a professional medium, as a professional healer, as a professional teacher, mentor, whatever. But just let them do it. It's never going to be the way that you think it's going to be. That I can tell you 100%. It always works out differently, because they can dream way bigger than we can. And they know what we need to be their partner here in the physical world. So, and the last thing I'll say, and like I said, I'm not preaching, but it really has helped me, and I can feel the gratitude from the spirit world, is please always offer open things, free things, open healing classes, open healing sessions, meditation sessions, on open sessions on a subject that you're passionate about, and give back to people, because there are people who can't afford anything. Everyone has like I said, everyone has a different situation in terms of money and a relationship with money. So I never judge people in terms of, if they have no money, they have no money. And then I'll tell them, if they say they can't afford anything, either sometimes I'll donate a space to them, or if someone can't show up to one class, I'll ask them if they want to come, or I definitely will let them know about open sessions that I do. So you give and then you get as much as you give. Okay. So, and it's cause and effect. The more I give in terms of my heart and my love to people, the more I get it back. and it becomes this beautiful cycle. Okay, so that's what I just wanted to talk about. A little preachy, I do admit, but yeah, a little more practical today. So I will see you all soon. Okay, have a lovely day. Bye.